Hi everyone, this is a very quick informal video. Just going to speak about how to use Twitter effectively in sports science. I'll start off very briefly and speak about why you should be using Twitter. And firstly, networking is really, really key. Anyone that's been in my class will hear me speak about this every single week. It's really, really key that if you have an area in mind of where you want to go, where you want to work, you need to find the people that are already in that industry. And it's not to say that everybody's going to be helpful, but if you can put yourself out there and speak to people, that networking will pay off. And I appreciate most people using Instagram. If you want to go into the fitness industry, I think it's a very good place to go to network. There's a lot of influencers, there's a lot of trainers out there where you can slip into those messages and network in the right way. But for a lot of other jobs, such as strength and conditioning, physiotherapy, um, PhDs, there's all sorts of careers where really Twitter is the better place to go in comparison to Instagram. So networking is really key, and also simply looking for jobs as well. So if you start off with placements and internships, they're not really advertised. Some are, but not many are. So Twitter's really good. If you find the right people in the right places and put yourself out there again, it is a good opportunity to find stuff. So, for example, at Leicester Tigers, this is a bit of a timeline here in this diamond formation of my life. Twitter helped me with all this. The Leicester Tigers, this internship wasn't actually posted online. It was on Twitter. I spoke to someone on Twitter who worked at the club, and after a few messages, I got wind there was an internship. I ended up working there. In the middle, the two you see there, UTS and Zoland. This is where I did my PhD. Again, somebody retweeted that, saw it on my timeline, and it really helped me start to network and apply and get that PhD. Lastly, you've got WIT at the bottom, Waterford Institute of Technology. That's where I work now. Again, this was retweeted on my timeline, and I applied for it. So I didn't actually consciously look at Irish websites. I was in the UK at the time, and without Twitter, I wouldn't have seen that job. And the same goes for all of these on this page, and just highlights that really you should be using Twitter to try and find stuff that otherwise you wouldn't see on a job website. So, how do you use it professionally? You can use Twitter whichever way you want. It's not for me really to say how it should be done, but professionally, there are certain things you should be doing in a sense of becoming more employable. Firstly, I wouldn't be mass following celebrities. Um, I'd maybe even suggest having two Twitter accounts, one that's more for personal use, having a bit of a laugh, being silly. God knows I did that, and I've got plenty of screenshots to prove it. But if you want to be professional, stay away from celebrities, stay away from the meme sites and just the general silliness that Twitter brings and is amazing. But use that for another page. Professionally, just stick to the professional, stick to your friends. And if you are a little bit shy about putting your own opinion across, you don't have to necessarily. You can do a lot of retweeting, you can do a lot of likes. Um, that's fine. I think it's nice if you can have your own opinion now and again. People would like to see that, but you don't need to go crazy with your own opinion all the time if you're a bit shy about that. So really likes and retweets, it builds up your page. So if someone clicks on your page and sees what you're doing, they will see what you're interested in. So you could be retweeting podcasts, it could be journals, blogs, infographics, news articles, that sort of thing. Don't be retweeting memes, silly comments from people, things like that. I think it's nice to show your human side now and again and do that. But if 95% of your page is just memes and really daft sort of stuff, an employer's going to look you up and not take you very seriously. Who should you follow? I'll keep this very brief. I'll just give you a couple of examples of who to follow. Firstly, BJSM, British Journal of Sports Medicine. If you want to find journal articles, if you want to keep up to date with the latest research across all sorts of different domains, so it's sport and exercise and health, there's all sorts of different areas this page will cover. You can see at the top there's 39,000 tweets, so you can definitely scroll through and find a lot of stuff that you will be interested in. Secondly, you've got Jan Lemore Sports Science. YLM Sports Science is the page name, as you can see there. And this is fairly similar, but it uses a lot of infographics as well. So it's very good at simplifying research, putting it into a very concise manner via the use of infographics, and gives all the links to the latest research as well. And also jobs in sports science. I appreciate you're all at different levels of your careers, but it doesn't hurt to look at job adverts now and get a feel for what's out there, what's the money like. Do I need to move away from home to get a job that I want to do? So yeah, it's never too early to look at this sort of stuff and get a feel for it. So as a task, I would recommend if you are to use Twitter and if you're interested in getting an account, I'd start an account, start a professional one. You may have one already. Maybe review that. If you think that's a little bit silly, if you think there's stuff in there that employers won't really want to, start a new account. This is really key. Use a professional picture in your profile. This could be you playing sport. It could be you in a suit and a dress. It could be you at a conference, you in a laboratory. Anything that looks remotely professional, put that in. Follow some relevant pages. So follow your friends to build up your own followers and follow some of these sports science pages. Go through those sports science pages, look at who's also following that, scroll through that, try and find some relevant people that you can also network with. I also suggest in the next week, don't keep it blank. It's all well and good having an account, but some people who are told to get an account will get one. I go back in 6 months and they've probably tweeted twice. Have momentum. So in the next week, if you are to get an account, retweet, like, maybe 7, 10 relevant tweets in the next week. So once you start emailing people, if you give your Twitter handle to that employer as well, if they look you up, they can see the sort of stuff that you're interested in. Okay, so I made that very purposely brief, but I would like to promote some form of discussion. So if you do want to contact me, please get in touch. There's the Instagram page, Sports Science Hacks, and there's my Twitter handle there as well, CJ Thompson 90. Okay, thanks for listening. Hope to speak to you again soon.